Hello and welcome back to our Orange County OCVarsity Boys Basketball Weekly Chat. I'm Dan Albano and this is Steve Fryer. We got some big questions to answer this week, and one of the biggest questions has come up right now because we have to start at the top with Mater Dei. Earlier this season, their long Trinity League winning streak was snapped at 69 consecutive victories by St. John Bosco. Well, this week, Mater Dei another streak could be in jeopardy, and that's perhaps the beginning of in jeopardy is their consecutive league title winning streak could be in jeopardy because they have two big games against Santa Margarita and St. John Bosco. Right. Those Braves once again. Steve, is Mater Dei's streak of consecutive league titles? They've never lost it, not won the Trinity League. Is it how big of jeopardy are the Monarchs in here?
Yeah, it's like 20 whatever straight years that Mater Dei's won a league championship, going back to all the Trinity League titles, Sarah League. I think we're throwing in maybe some South Coast League as well back then, maybe some Angeles League in that run as well. But yeah, I think so. This is not one of the better Mater Dei teams. It's the worst Mater Dei team. I don't know. They have 6 losses. I don't think they've had 6 already going into the game at Margarita on Wednesday. They haven't had 6 losses in a season to finish, since about 20-something years, it seems like. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. This game Wednesday at Santa Margarita, I think Santa Margarita can win this game. This is why, because the big kid Shang-Chi Lee, who's a 6'11" junior who transferred in from China, was not eligible until January. That was his first game at Mater Dei. Talking about being thrown to the fire right away. He was playing a little kind of scared looking on the way. He got into foul trouble early, was not a factor at all. Jordan Guest was having a great game. He got into foul trouble. Jake Kyman scored 14 points, but 0 in the fourth quarter, missed a 3-point shot. He had some foul issues as well that was complicating what he can do. Santa Margarita is going to be at home. They know they can win this game if they play 4 quarters. They're probably not going to have the foul trouble they have. Santa Margarita is in a wonderful position to beat Mater Dei for the first time since 2005 in varsity basketball. So we're going to see how that rolls out. I like Margarita's chances. Certainly the Eagles Nest kids, who are the student section at Santa Margarita, they're going to be rolled out. They're going to have a guy dressed as the Pope. They're going to have all kinds of chants and signs and all kinds of fun things going on. It's going to be a great environment. I'm really looking forward to being there.
Well, that would be remarkable, right? Maybe Santa Margarita would be ranked #1 in Orange County.
Yeah.
Has there been anybody recently? I mean, Mater Dei's been #1 in Orange County basketball for pretty much forever, right? I mean,
since 1989.
So, I mean, that would be remarkable
and
to see.
And the school that finished #1 in the county in the 1988-89 season was my alma mater, Saddleback High School, when we had Malrow and Guyland Doughton, a couple great guys over there. Pat Quinn was the coach. That's a while ago.
The other thing, you mentioned the big man who's now eligible at Santa Margarita. How much is of the Mater Dei, if you want to call them struggles, which in relative they're still an excellent team.
It's a relative word.
We're still talking about the #1 team in a very accomplished program,
right?
State legendary program. But how much of their quote unquote struggles or challenges maybe can you attribute to the absence of Bull, who transferred? He was a fall transfer, so it wasn't. They had him during the summer. This is a returning player, obviously factored major in his plans, and now he's attending Findlay Prep in Nevada. How much of this would you say the struggles or challenges for Mater Dei are because they're having to adjust without Bull?
Well, quite a bit, because you're probably game planning, practice planning, everything else, running your offense and everything with Bull in there. You got to, unstrap that and start over, so to say, when Bull leaves. They also had a guy named P.J. Fuller who was around during the summer, a very good player from Seattle, went back to Seattle, didn't play a game this year for Mater Dei. So I think the absence of Bull hurts a lot. But also, it may be a little bit of addition by subtraction, because in a lot of ways, Bull was not totally comfortable at Mater Dei. And when you have an unhappy athlete, no matter what the sport, that does have an effect on your play on the field or on the court. So, he's definitely had a huge effect. He's the #1 recruit in the nation at the position of center. 7'3", shot blocker. Everybody goes in the lane. They're scared. They're not going to shoot it. But also, Mater Dei doesn't have an abundance of shooters. I think they got 2 guys who can shoot the ball pretty well. Spencer Freeman, the point guard, and Michael Wong. But that's it. You need more shooters in the game, especially to play the sort of teams that they're playing, the level of teams they're playing. You got to have more than 2 guys that can gun the ball.
Now, what if Santa Margarita boys, what could put them over the top? Maybe it would be a tweet the day of the game from Clay Thompson, wishing them good luck against Mater Dei. What do you think? Could that be the thing that puts them over the top?
The thing that puts them over the top is staying out of foul trouble,
All right.
getting offensive rebounds, make sure Harrison Butler of Mater Dei doesn't get offensive rebounds, Dolan, Spencer Friedman shoot it from outside, and make sure that cat doesn't drive and dish, which Spencer Friedman's so good at.
All right. Now, a lot of Trinity League talk right there, but well worth our time to talk about. But there's some other big games this week. Fryer, you got a log jam atop the Freeway League. I saw.
Yeah.
I had a good time checking out La Habra against Buena Park last Friday. But you got log jam at the Freeway League, and then South Coast has also got a log jam, and you got some big games in those leagues this week as well.
Yeah, every Freeway League's pretty big right now. You got Sunny Hills, you got Troy and La Habra all tied at first place at 3-1. So anytime they play each other, it's going to be dynamite and really good games and really good players there. Great competition, a fun league. And then in the South Coast League, you got Alicia Niguel at 2-1. You got Tesoro at 2-1. You got San Clemente 2-1. Tesoro and San Clemente play each other on Friday. El Toro's beaten a couple teams. They're 2-2. We thought there was going to be a down year for the Chargers. El Toro, no, it's not. Trabuco Hills in the preseason top 10. They're last place at 1-3. Yeah. Zach Mauer's a really good player for them. Is still sort of getting over an ACL and knee reconstruction thing. That's always hard. You got to trust the integrity of the repair and play more loose. That's easier said than done when you got an ACL tear, man. I know that. And the Pacific Coast League is a lot of fun too, Dan. We got Northwood on top at 3-1. You got Beckman at 2-2. They just beat Northwood last week. Corona del Mar at 2-2. Woodbridge at 2-2. And University with Alex Bray filling the basket. They're all at 2-2 also. Irvine's got to win. They're 1-3. Those are all fun leagues. We're looking forward to seeing how those. They're going to look different next week, but this week's going to be a big week for all those leagues.
And nobody is hotter in the Freeway League than Troy Sorensen. 8 3-pointers against Buena Park. School record, 28 points. And what was great about that, I enjoyed seeing that. 7 of the 8 3-pointers in the second half.
Yeah.
The guy got on fire. So, just like
stand behind the arc, though, fellas.
Oh yeah, the Buena Park was guarding him though. He couldn't.
They put Dashiell on him. He's pretty good.
They did not have Dashiell on him, but they had some other guys trying to contain him. But they got the big man up. They had a lot of people to worry about. The big man in the junior.
Shooters got to shoot. You miss your first 3, you got to keep going. Shooters got to shoot, Dan.
So you got to listen to Steve Fryer. That advice